See Tropical Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa for other aspects. The Afrotropic is one of the Earth's 8 ecozones. It includes Africa south of the Sahara Desert, the southern and eastern fringes of the Arabian Peninsula, the island of Madagascar, southern Iran and extreme southwestern Pakistan, and the islands of the western Indian Ocean. It was formerly known as the Ethiopian Zone or Ethiopian Region. Major ecological regions. Most of the Afrotropic, with the exception of Africa's southern tip, has a tropical climate. A broad belt of deserts, including the Atlantic and Sahara deserts of northern Africa and the Arabian Desert of the Arabian Peninsula, separate the Afrotropic from the Palearctic ecozone, which includes northern Africa and temperate Eurasia. Sahel and Sudan. South of the Sahara, two belts of tropical grassland and savanna run east and west across the continent, for the Atlantic Ocean to the Ethiopian highlands. Immediately south of the Sahara lies the Sahel Belt, a transitional zone of semi-arid short grassland and acacia savanna. Rainfall increases further south in the Sudan Yin Savannah, also known simply as the Sudan, a belt of taller grasslands and savannas. The Sudan Yin Savannah is home to two great flooded grasslands, the Sud wetland in South Sudan and the Niger inland delta in Mali. The forest savanna Mosaic is a transitional zone between the grasslands and the belt of tropical moist broadleaf forests near the equator. Southern Arabian woodlands. South Arabia, expressed as being mostly Yemen and parts of western Oman and southwestern Saudi Arabia, has few permanent forests. Some of the notable are Jabal Bura, Jabal Rahmah, and Jabal Badaj in the Yemeni highland escarpment, and the seasonal forests in eastern Yemen and the Dhofar region of Oman. Other woodlands scatter the land and are very small and are predominantly juniper or acacia forests. Forest zone. The forest zone, a belt of lowland tropical moist broadleaf forests, runs across most of equatorial Africa's intertropical convergence zone. The upper Guinean forests of West Africa extend along the coast from Guinea to Togo. The Dahomey Gap, a zone of forest savanna mosaic that reaches to the coast, separates the upper Guinean forests from the lower Guinean forests, which extend along the Gulf of Guinea from eastern Benin through Cameroon and Gabon to the Western Democratic Republic of the Congo. The largest tropical forest zone in Africa is the Congolian forests of the Congo Basin in Central Africa. A belt of tropical moist broadleaf forest also runs along the Indian Ocean coast, from southern Somalia to South Africa. East African grasslands and savannas, acacia comifera grasslands. Serengeti, Eastern Africa's highlands. Afro-montane region, from the Ethiopian highlands to the Drakensberg Mountains of South Africa, including the East African Rift. Distinctive flora, including Podocarpus and Afrocarpus, as well as giant lobelias and senecios. Ethiopian highlands. Albertine Rift montane forests, East African montane forests and Eastern Arc forests. Southern African woodlands, savannas, and grasslands, Miombo woodlands, Zambezian mopane and Bakaria woodlands, Bushveld, deserts of southern Africa, Namib Desert, Kalahari Desert, Karoo, Tankwa-Karoo, Richtersveld, Cape Floristic region. The Cape Floristic region at Africa's southern tip is a Mediterranean climate region that is home to a significant number of endemic taxa, as well as to plant families like the proteas that are also found in the Australasia ecozone. Madagascar and the Indian Ocean islands. Madagascar and neighboring islands form a distinctive sub-region of the ecozone, with numerous endemic taxa like the lemurs. Madagascar and the Seychelles are old pieces of the ancient supercontinent of Gondwana, and broke away from Africa millions of years ago. Other Indian Ocean islands, like the Comoros and Mascarene Islands, are volcanic islands that formed more recently. Madagascar contains several important biospheres, as its biodiversity and ratio of endemicism is extremely high. Endemic plants and animals. Plants. The Afrotropic ecozone is home to a number of endemic plant families. Madagascar and the Indian Ocean islands are home to 10 endemic families of flowering plants. 8 are endemic to Madagascar, 1 to Seychelles and 1 to the Mascarene Islands. 12 plant families are endemic or nearly endemic to South Africa, of which 5 are endemic to the Cape Floristic province. Other endemic Afrotropic families include Barbaceae, Montagnacea, Myrothmnaceae and Allineaceae. Animals. The East African Great Lakes are the center of biodiversity of many freshwater fishes, especially cichlids. The West African Coastal Rivers region covers only a fraction of West Africa, but harbors 322 of West Africa's fish species, with 247 restricted to this area and 129 restricted even to smaller ranges. The Central Rivers fauna comprises 194 fish species, with 119 endemics and only 33 restricted to small areas. The Afrotropic has various endemic bird families, including ostriches, sunbirds, secretary bird, guinea fowl, and mousebirds. Also, several families of passerines are limited to the Afrotropics. These include rock jumpers and rock fowl. Africa has 3 endemic orders of mammals: the Tubulidentata, Afrosauricida, and Macroscalidia. The East African plains are well known for the diversity of large mammals. 4 species of great apes are endemic to Africa, both species of gorilla and both species of chimpanzee. Humans and their ancestors originated in Africa. Afrotropic terrestrial ecoregions.